Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts Yu Yu Hakusho Younger TOGURO 100%. We'll do a question of the day right away. Would you like a TOGURO who is not all muscly weirdo looking, just regular old looking TOGURO? What would you think? What would you like about? Would you like that? Gosh, I can't speak English. I would like that. I want one with the sunglasses too. We didn't get sunglasses with this. Anyway, this is the new figure, and thanks to Big Bad Toy Store, they provided me a review sample of this guy so I could get it to you a little bit sooner. So here it is. There's a link in the description below if you want to get one. It should still be available for pre-order if you want one. Just wait till the review. I'm going to show you everything, and you can decide by the end if you want one. No blind promotion here. Okay, let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. I think it's a really nice package. The black background suits it very well, makes the figure look extra good down here. Really generous lighting, though, to make him look really well detailed and shaded, and he's not shaded at all, so that's a thing, but can't fault him for generous lighting, I guess. Oh yeah, but the package does look nice, for sure. Everything was good. I love the way they're doing the backs on these. Not all the backs of the packaging looks nice. The Dragon Ball ones are usually pretty bland. This one looks alright. Okay, so I'm not into packaging though. You guys might be. Now you know. Alright, this guy stands, if I can grab the ruler, about 18.5 centimeters right to the top of his flat top. And that's going to make him about 7¼ inches. He's got some size to him. Here he is up against a Marvel Legends Darwin. So he's about 7, well, I gave you the height. He's about the size of a 7-inch figure because he is that size. And here he is up against Yusuke. And you can argue if he should be bigger. I don't know. I don't know that the sizing was super accurate in the show. I don't know. I think that's probably fine. Plus this guy changes, like he mutates a lot or transforms. He's got like a 1000%. Is that what it is, I think? I don't know. But anyway, I think the sizing is okay. It's reasonable. Figuarts tend to skew towards the center, so I guess that's okay. So now it's time for the aesthetic portion of this review. First thing I noticed is he's a little bit more plasticky on the body than he is the face, and that's a turnoff for me. The face has a nice matte finish, and then the rest of the body is a little bit lustrous. Now, yeah, you can fix that with a nice clear coat if you wanted to, or not worry about it, and that would be fine, but for me it does stand out. It also stands out that there's no wash on him at all, which really would have done a good job of bringing that detail to life. It's a pretty good sculpt, and so it's not a huge deal, but it definitely would have been nice. And they are easy to apply, by the way, so if you are into getting this by the end of the review, you might want to throw a wash on there. Maybe like a really dark brown instead of black, but even black would look good. But yeah, he looks pretty good. It does bother me a little bit that he is sculpted symmetrically. Now, it's possible, I didn't check on the show, because I didn't even think about it, if he was drawn symmetrically. I don't think he was. That's my guess. But every little veiny thing is symmetrical on him until you get to the legs. So that's frustrating for me because rule number 1 is you don't make anything completely symmetrical because it never is in real life. But I guess the source material could be that is the case. So not a real big deal unless you're really, really looking at the details in a review, which is what we're doing. But yeah, otherwise he looks decent. The pants are pretty well sculpted. I don't love the way they've done these parts, honestly, either. They look like pieces that are pegged on top rather than the pants being on top of them. And you can't push it in anymore, so it's just the way it's made. But did you see how it looks like the gray parts are on top of the blue? I don't care for that. So it could be better. And then the shoes are just whatever. So yeah, like it's not bad in any of these ways. And the general silhouette is nice. I think they nailed it. I think that looks pretty darn good, in fact. But little things could have made this guy so much better. And like I said, you can technically do that, and that's just for your benefit. I'm not counting that as part of the review. They don't get bonus points for being customizable. That's not a thing. But yeah, aesthetically speaking, it's average for Figuarts. I will give it the silhouette is nice, so I'll give them that. 7 out of 10 for the aesthetic. Now, as far as accessories go, we don't have a ton. We've got the 4 different faces, and they're all done pretty well, I think. I like those. You get the extra face for Yusuke, so that's pretty good. He can get punched he can get punched, and then you get the different hands. Nothing crazy, but enough. There's a couple style pose hands to make him do his different things, and I think that's all right. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for accessories. I don't think that that's like anything remarkable, but it'll be good enough. Okay, and now it's time for the articulation, which is actually where this guy shines. You never know with Bandai. Sometimes their articulation doesn't really hit the mark, but this guy, they didn't over-engineer it. Mostly. Unfortunately, they did give us a ball hinge for his head, which is just never the right option. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making ball pegs. If they are using the same ball hinge for most figures, and I'm wondering if they are, this one might be a little bit bigger. If they do reuse them across a lot of figures, I might just make a batch of double ball pegs that you can swap in there, especially for the Dragon Ball figures. But he does have a ball peg for his neck, and you can pose his head around. It's just more annoying than it has to be because of that ball hinge rather than a double ball peg. But yeah, he's got tons of range for the head. That shouldn't be a problem. His shoulder pad thingies are on a really nice... It's not really a slip joint, but it's an extra joint, so they are independently posable from the shoulder, and they're on a ball peg at the end there. So you can leave him tucked in like that, or you can raise his arm up and they work. You can bring his arm around, and you can push him back as far as you can get them to go. So like, yeah, they work pretty well. I don't know that you could do much better with that. I love that they're connected to the arm rather than the body. That's a great option because then they move around freely for the arm, which is a really good thing because the arm is on a really nice butterfly joint that lets it lean back. It goes down and up and all the way forward. He can cross his chest really well, and his design is kind of helpful there, but you can hide that joint for the most part. Like, it's not completely hidden, but that is a pretty good butterfly in terms of functionality and looks, so I like that. And then, like you saw already, he can raise his arms up to better than horizontal, full rotation at the bicep and at the shoulder. Double jointed elbow, works pretty good, looks pretty good, no complaints there. Wrists are on ball hinges, that's reasonable, that's going to be fine. Torso articulation on this guy, not as much as I thought it would be, but it's pretty good. We'll just do both at the same time. It leans back nicely using both joints, leaning forward. You don't get as much as I was expecting given his design. I was expecting a little bit more. Now you can get more out of him using the hips, of course, but we're just doing the torso. Side to side is good, and of course you're going to get your rotation. This is a softer crotch piece. And then if you're using the hips, of course, he can lean forward all the way. So for the hips, he can kick up nicely. No problems there. Going back, because the butt is semi-flexible, you get a little bit out of it, but not much. Going out to the side, it's not full splits, but it's almost full splits and no nuggets, so that's good. There are no crotch nuggets hanging down. That's nice. Thigh swivel is good. Double jointed knee. Full deep knee bend. Not bad looking. That is a good knee. And then for the ankle, you have a ball peg for the ankle joint. So you can bring the foot back and bring the toe up, and that works pretty nicely. You can put it forward and the toe down. That works pretty nicely. And then your ankle rocker isn't the best, but you do get a decent ankle rocker out of it. So that's good. And then his toe hinge is well placed and pretty well done. Pretty well sculpted. It's not the stiffest joint, but it should work. So yeah, I don't really have any major grievances for this guy other than the ball hinge in the neck, which isn't a big deal. It's just annoying. So his articulation is solid. It's a nice addition to this guy, honestly. They are both very, very nice figures. Throw some paint on this guy and he's an excellent release, and leave him as he is, he's still really, really good. I'll give his articulation a, I'm going to say 9. There's not a whole lot to improve. Like a little bit of extra range in the torso is it, really, and then swap out the joint, but that doesn't really affect functionality too much. Yeah, this guy's solid for posing, for sure. Okay, now it's time for the final verdict. He wasn't a standout in terms of the aesthetic. The sculpt is nice, but paints are lacking, and that's really the major issue with this guy. And I guess these leg things aren't great. But yeah, those are minor issues if you ask me. You can decide if they're a bigger deal for you than they are for me, but for me they're not. And I'm really happy to have this guy in the collection. It's always been a fun design for me, and I like that they actually executed it pretty darn well. Not perfect, but more than enough for me to enjoy the figure. And I'm thinking that's how most people are going to be, because I'm not even like the biggest Yu Yu Hakusho person. I hadn't even watched it at all prior to reviewing this guy, and I've still only seen just the tiniest little bit. So yeah, I'm pleased, but you guys can let me know what you think in the comment section below. I will give him an overall rating of, I'll do 2 ratings. If you don't care about the finish and the paint for the gray parts specifically, 9 out of 10, because overall it's a really good release. If you do care about that, and because he doesn't have any effect parts or anything, you could easily drop him down to an 8. I wouldn't go lower than 8 though. I would not go lower than 8. It is a good figure despite its shortcomings. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and I do have thousands of videos already on my channel. So make sure you come back for all of that, and in the meantime, keep collecting.